So begin to settle into the mat. Hi, Renee. We're gonna come right into Shavasana when you're ready. So come onto your back. Bring your arms down by your side. Perhaps just bend or open and close your hands and flex and point your feet. You can do some circles with your ankles just to warm things up a little bit. And of course, begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Allowing yourself to connect to that hissing sound in the throat as you exhale. Just settle into this space. This time and space that you've carved out for yourself is a gift. It truly, truly is a gift. And it's a service that you're providing not only to yourself, but to everybody that you're encountering right now, whether it's in your home or on the phone or somebody that you wave to 6 feet away as you walk by them. Because it's all about this exchange of energy and working towards that positive energy that we need to cultivate right now more than ever. I'm going to ask you to bend your knees and plant your feet. And then walk your feet just 1 foot forward of where you normally would in a bridge pose. We're going to do a couple of glute bridges. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips and you're going to lift your toes and you're going to squeeze through your buttocks. And then exhale, lower all of that down. So set the feet down, set the hips down. And then on your next inhale, same thing. We're going to lift the hips, lift the toes, squeeze through your buttocks. So we're just engaging our glutes here. And then exhale, lower down, feet too. Last one, inhale. So lift the toes, lift the hips, press down into the heels, squeeze your buttocks, lift your heart up to the sky. And then exhale, lower that all the way down. And walk your feet underneath your knees now. So back to a typical bridge pose position. Ground into your feet, lift your hips up, walk your arms underneath you maybe a little bit. Interlace the hands if you'd like. Press your hips up to the sky. Ground down through the feet. Breathe here. And then lower everything down. And draw your knees into your chest. And slowly float your knees over to the right. And let your arms come in a T and let your head gaze over to your left. So come into a spinal twist. So a couple of days ago, I sat through a meditation by Jack Kornfield. He's a leader in the mindful meditation space, and he shared with us some valuable insight that I want to pass on to you. That's my theme for today, for yesterday and today, sort of shortening my weeks these days. And what he said was, so draw your knees back to center and then float them all the way to the other side into a spinal twist and just change your gaze as well. So what he said is that we are survivors. As a species, we are survivors. Our ancestors have gone through difficulties in order for us to be here today, right? They've encountered and fought through immense adversity. But how did they do it, right? How do we do it now? How do we overcome this adversity? And he referenced a text, a Buddhist text, and I was inspired by it. So it became my inspiration for my classes to share with you. And what the text says is, others will be swept up with anxiety and fear. I will set the intention to keep my heart steady and clear. Others will be greedy. I will be generous. Others will be angry. I will practice love. Others will be clinging and contracted. I will keep myself open. Others will forget. I will remember what really matters. So that's our practice today. The physical asana, so draw your knees back to center, lower your left leg all the way to the floor, lift your right leg up to the sky. The physical asana is just a passageway for us to explore our true practice, right? And that is our practice, to remember what's truly important. Reach your arms alongside your right leg. And as you inhale, you're going to lift the chest towards the thigh. Arms reach alongside you, and then if you want to, you're going to lift this left leg as well to hover. 2 more breaths here. So we're activating the front body. We did the back body with the bridge. We did with the glute bridges, we got the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit. Now we're getting the abdominals. Exhale, lower, head down. Lower your right leg down. Keep your arms where they are. Float your left leg up. From here, lift the chest towards the knee. From here, lift the right leg so it's hovering maybe. And breathe for 5 breaths. Navel's drawing back to the spine. Feet are flexed. Reach through the fingers. Breathe here. Good. And then lower the leg and the head down. Good. So we're going to switch. Left leg down, right leg up. Lift the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, hold it. Okay, next inhale. Left leg's going to come up and the right leg's going to come down. Use the breath. The inhale draws the leg up. The exhale lowers the opposite leg. Inhale, left leg up. If this is bothering your neck at all, you can bring your hands behind your head. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, right leg down. A couple more. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Let's do this last one. Left leg up and right leg down. Knees draw back into your chest. Do some circles with your knees. And then we're going to find our way onto our hands and knees. So rock and roll, maybe the whole length of the spine. Cross at the ankles and come onto your hands and knees. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round. Just a few cat-cows to lengthen out the abdominals now and to warm up the spine. But feel free to do whatever you need to do. One of the cool things about being alone in your house doing yoga is nobody can see what you're doing. You don't have to be self-conscious. So move around in any direction you want, big circles if you want, just connecting to what is truly important, what really matters, which is finding space in the body. So the first line of that statement, others will be swept up with anxiety and fear. I think that's the most powerful piece of this, is not allowing ourselves to get swept up. As you inhale, next time, arch the spine, and then as you exhale, we're going to curl the toes under and find downward dog. So lift the knees, pedal out through your feet, shift things around, maybe in the same way you were doing in cat-cows. Back and forth. So it's normal to be scared and to have anxiety right now, this uncertain time. But let's practice not getting swept up in it, right? When we feel that fear, then we open the heart. Okay, so straighten both legs now. We're gonna lift the right leg up. And you're gonna start to walk your hands back towards your left foot. So we're in a standing split, but I'd like to think of this more as a supported warrior 3. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders a little bit. We're really at the beginning of our practice. So maybe bend and straighten that standing leg a couple times. And then once you do that, straighten your leg, and then let's open and close that right hip a couple of times. Yeah, so we're just accessing the leg and all the insertion points for the hip. And then we're going to walk the hands back forward. So imagine it's a downward dog, but we're going to come all the way to plank and set the right toes down. So here we are in our high plank. Knees can always come to the mat if you'd like this to be less, of course. And we're gonna lower all the way to the mat. So it's either knees, chest, and chin, or if you want your first chaturanga, go for it, all the way to the mat. Draw your big toes towards each other. Chin tucks into your chest. And then we're gonna lift into a baby cobra. So chest lift, hands are light, shoulder blades draw together, gaze forward, release your buttocks a little bit. And then as you exhale, press down into the hands and come into a child's pose. So lengthen into your child's pose. Spread through the fingers. Let the head shake out. And just breathe here. Breathe here. And curl the toes under, we're gonna find downward dog again. So back to downward dog, lift the left leg. First we did that walking back of the hands to a supported warrior three. So that means that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your heart's a little forward. We're gonna move, we're gonna work our way back to standing split, but we're gonna start here. First, let's bend and straighten that right leg a couple times. We're threading out the hamstrings. And then we're gonna open and close the hip a couple times. Let's get into all those insertion points. And then we'll walk it back all the way forward to our plank again. Set the left toes down. You decide, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga as you exhale. But this time as you inhale, let's come into a higher cobra. So knees are on the mat for this one. And let's just move the shoulders from side to side. So bring the left shoulder forward and then bring the right shoulder forward, back and forth. So how do we not get swept up in this anxiety and fear? Well, we want to keep the heart steady and clear. And how do we do that? Well, it starts with the body. Right? Letting go of tension, tightness, things that we store here. Let's curl the toes under and come back to downward dog. And then we're going to walk the feet to the hands. So walk the feet all the way up to the hands. Once you get up to the top of your mat, your first forward fold, bend your knees a little bit, let your head hang, shake out the neck. And we're going to slowly, slowly, slowly roll it all the way up to standing. Good, let's find Tadasana for a moment. Ground into the feet, let the arms come down by your side, draw the belly in. So first and foremost, thank yourself for carving out this time for you to find that steadiness in the heart, that openness, to let go of the fear and the anxiety so that it doesn't overcome us. That's the service we can provide to everyone else in the world right now, is our energy. That's what we have to give. As you inhale, bring the arms all the way around and up. As you exhale, it's forward fold. Inhale, lengthen here, so find your flat back. Exhale, let's step back to your plank and lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin, you decide. As you inhale, we're going to press and lift into a high cobra. If you want to do upward dog, go for it. And then as you exhale, come on back to downward dog. 5 breaths here. Maybe you want to shift things. Pedal out through the feet. Go ahead. Spread through your fingers. And then on your next inhale, come high on the toes. And as you exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, or float the feet to the hands. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, it's forward fold. Feel free to bend the knees. Let go of judgment and expectation. Those are heavy things that we hold on to in the heart. And our whole goal today is to find that steady and open heart. Come into your chair, press into your heels, light through the toes, lift the arms. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, flow your way back through your vinyasa, whatever that is for you. Remember that you can skip whatever you need to today. This practice is for you. Right leg's gonna lift nice and high. As you exhale, we're gonna bend the knee, draw it towards the nose, round through, hold your knee towards your nose, really curling through that upper back, and then set the right foot in between your hands and drop your left knee to the mat. Press down through the feet, lift up and out of the hips, and then reach your arms all the way up. Shoulders draw down, breathe here. And then we're gonna bring the hands behind your back. Interlace your hands, reach back through the arms. Here's that heart. Make that open and clear heart. If you're looking for more, you're gonna curl the back toes under, lift the back knees, squeeze through your buttocks. Reach those arms back. And then set the hands down, one on either side of your front foot. And now this right leg is gonna float into a three-legged dog. So here we are, three-legged dog. Hands are gonna walk back towards a standing split. So maybe you like the supported warrior three. Maybe you wanna start to inch your hands back closer to your foot. Maybe you wanna open and close this right hip a couple of times. And then we'll walk it all the way back into our plank. And this right leg is still lifted. So you can set it down and move through your vinyasa, or you can do your three-legged vinyasa. Inhale, exhale, right leg lifts back. If you do the three-legged, set the right foot down. Okay, left leg is gonna lift, flex the foot, bend the knee, round it towards the nose so you're curling through, pressing into the upper back, into your rhomboids. Step the foot gently, softly in between the hands. Drop your back knee. Press down through your feet. Lift up and out of your hips. Draw your shoulders down. Breathe here. Squeeze through your right buttocks. Wrap your right hip forward just a touch. And then hands come behind. But let's do the alternate clasp of the hands this time. Reach back through the arms. Look up. Heart is opening. Steady and clear heart. That's what we're going for. So we can be compassionate and not angry. We can be generous and not greedy. We can open ourselves up to what other people need right now. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee, squeeze through that buttocks if you want. 2 more breaths here. Really reaching back to the arms. And then set the hands down and float into your three-legged dog. So left leg is lifted. Walk your hands back either to your supported warrior three or a little bit closer to your foot now. Maybe we're gonna open and close that hip a couple times. Opening and closing. And then we'll walk it all the way forward to plank. You decide if it's three-legged or you wanna set the toes down. Lower down, use your knees if you'd like, and roll it back. 5 breaths here. So feel free to take a child's pose if you want to, anytime. This is your time. This is the time you carved out to cultivate a steady and open heart. To not get swept up in this anxiety and fear. So you do whatever you need to do to create that environment for yourself. Because we can control that part. We can't control a lot of what's happening right now. But our reaction we can control. On your next inhale, bend the toes. As you exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, float the feet to the hands. Inhale, we're gonna lengthen here. Exhale, we're gonna fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit into your chair. Lift the chest. Exhale, it's forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale brings us to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, High cobra. Exhale, downward dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Right leg's gonna lift. Let's bend the knee, let's round forward, knee, footsteps in between the hands. This time we're gonna come up into a high lunge. You can always keep this back knee down whenever you need, but we're gonna lift up into a high crescent warrior. Squeeze through your left buttocks. So we warmed up these glutes right at the beginning of class. So activate them and wrap your left hip forward, bend into your front knee. Left arm's gonna reach forward, right arm is gonna reach back. So look over that back shoulder, keep the torso high. Breathe here. And then we'll windmill open to warrior two. So plant the left foot, bend into your right knee, reach the left arm back and the right arm forward. Settle into your right knee a little bit. And then bring your right forearm to your right thigh and let your left arm reach up to the sky. If you want to, it's gonna float over the ear, look up to the sky, bend into this front knee a bit. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. With your exhale, set both hands down, lift off your back heel, float this right leg up. Three-legged dog. Let's walk it back. Maybe a little closer towards standing split now. Open and close that hip. Really getting into the hip. Oopsie, I have. Sorry about that. Something popped up on the screen. Okay. And then walk it back forward. So maybe you're in a three-legged dog. Maybe, or sorry, three-legged plank, or maybe you're in full plank, and we're gonna lower. Inhale, gaze forward, lift the chest. Exhale it back, downward dog. Left leg's gonna lift. Bend the knee, draw it towards your nose. We're gonna round forward. And then step the foot in between the hands. So squeeze through your right buttocks, wrap your right hip forward, lift your chest, your arms come all the way up. High lunge. Bending into the left knee. Shoulders draw down, belly is really nice and engaged. And then right arm's gonna reach forward and left arm's gonna reach back. Press through that back heel. Breathe here. Keep the torso nice and high. And then we're gonna windmill and open to warrior two. Right. End into your left knee, press into the outer edge of your back foot, lift through that arch. Arms are nice and straight. And then left forearm comes to left thigh, right arm reaches up. If you want to, it's coming over the ear, look up to the sky. Bend into that left knee a little more. Stay with the breath, nice and steady. Open. And then set the hands down. Lift off your right heel, float your left leg back. We're in our three-legged dog. Walk the hands back towards your standing splits. Opening and closing this left hip a couple of times. And then we'll walk it back forward to our three-legged plank. If you want to, stay like this. If you don't, set the toes down. Use the knees to come through your vinyasa, or skip it all together and just meet us in downward dog. We'll take 5 breaths here. So again, child's pose is always an option for you. Always there. It's like that slow and steady heart, right? Steady and clear. That's what child's pose can be. It's very grounding, and it offers us this time to reconnect. So if you're in a child's pose, perhaps make your way back to downward dog. We'll inhale high up on the toes, and we'll exhale, bend the knees, hop, step, or float the feet to the hands. Inhale, we're gonna lengthen here. And exhale, let's fold. Inhale, chair. So Utkatasana. Exhale, it's forward fold. Inhale, lengthen again. We'll meet in downward dog, so you decide how you get there, if you want a vinyasa or not. Moving through, just use the breath. Good, right leg is gonna lift nice and high, bend the knee, curl it towards the nose, step the foot in between the hands. We're coming right back into our high lunge again, so float the arms up. So this cleared open heart, well, we're doing a lot of heart opening today in different ways. So grab the hands again, lift through the chest, draw your gaze up, squeeze through your left buttocks. And we're gonna hinge forward now and come into a warrior three this way. But keep the chest lifted. So it's all about this cobra spine. Think about it like a cow in cat-cows, right? Heart is lifted. Left leg, foot is flexed, toes face down. And then we'll bend the right knee. Set those left toes back. Float the arms all the way up. And we're gonna twist now. Hands to the heart. Left elbow comes outside right knee. Draw your gaze up to the sky. So we're gonna twist, come into our Pavrita Parsva Konasana. Hands stay in prayer for this one. And then set the hands down. We'll float this right leg all the way back up. Three-legged dog. Walk the hands all the way back towards your standing split. If you like opening, closing the hip, go ahead and do that. And then you guessed it, walking back forward to the plank. Maybe set the toes down or do your three-legged, you decide. Or skip this part altogether and just join us in downward dog. Left leg lifts, inhale, bend the knee, draw to the nose, round forward, step the foot, exhale. Inhale, arms are gonna reach up. So again, we're squeezing through the right buttocks, we're wrapping the right hip forward, we're bending into this left knee, belly's nice and strong. But this time the hands come behind. Let's try that alternate threading of the hands so this heart is lifting. We don't want to get swept up in this doubt, the anxiety, the judgment, the questioning that we hold in the body and the mind. We want this clear and open heart. So we're working for it. We're practicing it. When you're ready, start to lift into your warrior three, but keep that open heart. So that cobra, right foot's flexing, toes are facing down, belly's nice and strong. Breathe. And then bend into your left knee, set your right toes down, float the arms up, and we're gonna twist now. So right elbow comes outside left knee. Keep the hands in prayer, squeeze through your right buttocks. Gaze up to the sky, top elbow points up. And then exhale, set the hands down, float back, three-legged dog. Walk it back towards your standing split, whatever version of this works for you. Remember that bending and straightening of the knee is always an option. Opening and closing the hips if you like. And then walk it all the way back forward. Three-legged or full plank. Chaturanga if you'd like. Heart lifts. And find your way back to downward dog. So take 5 breaths here. Could be child's pose. Could be something else that you need to do for yourself. This is the time that we're dedicating to us so that we can bring positivity into the world, into a very uncertain time. We can be that open and clear heart. We can bring generosity compassion. On your next inhale, high on the toes. As you exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, float. The feet to the hands, look forward. Exhale, let's forward fold. Good. Inhale, back to your chair, Utkatasana. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. You decide, go to a downward dog or three vinyasa, totally up to you. Just use your breath. Open and clear heart. That's the practice. You don't have to do everything on your mat today. Plant the left foot, step the right foot forward. We're going to find warrior one. So wrap again with this left hip. You might want to turn those left toes a little more forward, bend into the right knee. Belly is nice and strong. And then as you exhale, we're going to open to warrior two. So bend into the right knee. Reach the arms forward and back. Press into the outer edge of this back foot as you bend into the knee. We're coming back into Parsvakonasana now. So side angle, right forearm down. But this time, let's take the left arm and wrap it around the back. So that might just mean the hand hangs out in your middle back. Might mean you can float the fingertips around and grab that thigh. Or maybe we even have a full bind today. But whatever version you're doing, keep this left shoulder facing up towards the sky. Maybe you want to work in bending and straightening that front leg. Sometimes I like to do that. Just to thread out through my adductors, my inner thigh. And then release whatever bind you have. One hand on either side of your front foot. This back foot's going to step up a little closer. Turn the toes a little more forward so that your hips are both square towards the front of the room. Or the front of whatever you're facing. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, fold. So same rules apply here. You can bend and straighten this front leg. You don't have to keep it straight. You can fold a little more deeply here if you'd like. Lengthening out through the hamstrings. We're getting there, in deeper in. We're peeling away the layers, just like we have to do in the mind right now, in the heart. Jack also described this idea that we're all kind of in a forced meditation retreat right now because we're spending more time alone and inside our own minds, which can be a very scary place. We're peeling back the layers, but what's amazing about that is we find once we open ourselves up to it. Bend into your right knee, walk the hands a little more forward. Now we're back in a standing split at the front of the mat. First one today. And instead of walking from downward dog to plank or back, walk back, we're gonna hop back. Okay, so you're gonna take this right leg, and it could be little hops all the way back to three-legged dog, right? Or it could be one big hop back to three-legged dog. And then we're gonna come right back again. So we're gonna meet back in a standing split at the top of the mat. So if you're not digging the hops, you can just stay there. So ready to hop, you could do the little hops, you could do one big hop, back to your standing split. Now we're going to put all the pieces together. We've been building towards Ardha Chandrasana. So left hip is going to stack, that's half moon pose. Left hip is going to stack on top of the right. Right hand stays on the mat or on a block. Right lifted leg, which would be the left one, is lifting as high as you can and then float the left arm up to the sky. So Ardha Chandrasana is this opening pose. It requires stabilization in the pelvis, so that strength there, that work in the legs, but it really is this expansive opening pose. Okay, left hand's gonna come down, close off the hips. So here we are, we're back in our warrior three, supported warrior three, or standing split. And we're gonna come back into a warrior three for just a moment. But I'd like you to put a slight bend in your right knee. Bring your hands to your heart, come on through. Swing the left leg up into tree. Vrikchasana, tree pose. So left foot's coming into your right thigh or below your knee, just not on your knee. Hands are to the heart. When you're ready, if you're ready, you're going to bring the arms up. Settle into this grounding pose. Breathe here. And then we're going to step back to warrior one. That's where we came from. Warrior one breath here. And exhale, set the hands down. So we'll meet in a downward dog. You decide how you want to get there. We're going to go right to downward dog. We'll wait for you if you're doing your vinyasa. Take a couple breaths here. And then we're going to keep the right foot grounded and step the left foot forward and find warrior one, second side. Bend into your left knee, wrap this right hip forward. Maybe you need to turn your right toes a little more forward in order to help that hip. Arms reach up to the sky, shoulders draw down, belly draws in. Settle in. We are here right now. Steady and clear heart. That's our practice today. To not get swept up in the anxiety and fear around us, but to be that beacon of light, that slow and steady and clear heart. Open to warrior two. From here, side angle. Left forearm comes down, right arm reaches up. If you want to, you're going to bring the arm around. So either the hand just rests on your middle back, it can float around and grab your front inner thigh, or you're in your full bind. But either way, that right shoulder, your top shoulder should be angling up towards the sky. If you want to do that bending and straightening, feel free. Good. And then release whatever bind you have. One hand on either side of your front foot. This back foot's going to shift a little bit. So you're going to step the right foot up. And you're going to wrap the right hip forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Remember, you can keep that left knee bent a little bit if you want. You can bend and straighten it. Or you can just float over it. And bend into the left knee, walk the hands forward. Here we are, we're in our standing split at the top of the mat now. So we're gonna make our way into that three-legged dog. It can be little hops, or it can be one big one, right? You decide. You can skip this part altogether, of course. So we're back in our three-legged dog, and now we're gonna hop it right back into our standing split. Maybe it's one big hop or a bunch of little ones. Prepping for Ardha Chandrasana, so right hip starts to stack on top of left, right hand comes to the hip, heart opens towards the sky, right arm reaches up, right leg reaches up. Belly draws in. So we have this opportunity, this expressive openness, clear opportunity in our Ardha Chandrasana. We've prepped, we've found the pieces, the parts of us that are restricting us in the body. We've worked through those. Here we are. Right? We're not getting swept up in that tightness, that tension in the body. We're finding openness. Top hand comes down, close off your hip, so right hip rolls towards, right inner thigh rolls towards standing inner thigh. We're going to bend the left knee, move through your warrior three, hands to the heart as you hinge up, and then bring your right foot into your left thigh for tree pose. Hands can start off in the heart. They can float up to the sky if you want. Belly draws in. If you're wiggling, that's okay, accept that. No judgment here. And then knee comes forward, step the right foot back, come into your warrior one, inhale. And exhale, float the hands all the way down. So we'll meet in downward dog. Feel free to go there any way you want. On your next inhale, let's come high on the toes. As you exhale, we'll bend the knees. We'll hop, step, float the feet up to the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Once again, exhale, it's forward fold. And walk the feet out hip distance. Grab your big toes. Let's just come into a nice mindful forward bend. You can always, again, keep those knees bent. Let the head go. Come a little deeper into the backs of the legs. But really, the objective is this long spine, head to tail. Three more breaths here. Good. Let's sit back into our Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let's step back to your plank and lower. Inhale, high cobra. Exhale, brings you back, downward dog. Right leg is gonna look nice and high. We're gonna bend the knee, round it towards the nose, step the foot in between the hands. And as you inhale, we're gonna come back up into our high crescent warrior. So this time, hands to the heart, we're gonna come into revolved parso. Just gonna switch my position here. But if you want more, explore more. So maybe you're gonna separate the hands here, maybe that top arm wrap. So again, as we open it up towards the sky, we have that opportunity for openness. Maybe there's a full bind. Maybe it's the same idea where you're gonna bend and straighten into the front leg. Whatever you're doing, just allow that right shoulder again to move up towards the sky. Belly strong. And then release whatever bind you have going on, one hand on either side of the front foot. So this is a little different. Back heel is lifted. We're gonna keep that back heel lifted. And then in the front, you might wanna lift your front toes, okay? So just a subtle adjustment on Parsva-Uttanasana, but it really can change the stretch. So you can still do all the same things. You can bend and straighten. You can fold a little more deeply. But that back heel is lifted and the front toes are lifted. Now we'll bend into the right knee, plant the foot, bring both hands down. We'll come into our standing split. Maybe you're getting to the place where you can bring your hands to your ankle now. We're gonna do that hop back to three-legged dog and then the hop back to standing split. So anyone that wants to skip that, feel free. So hop it back and then hop it forward. And now revolved half moon. So left hand stays down this time, right arm reaches up to the sky. So your lifted inner thigh is rolling towards your standing one, but we're twisting the spine. So when we open up the spine, the front body and the back body of your torso work together. So when we find space in the back and the spine, we're also opening the heart. It's amazing, right? Okay, top hand comes down, same idea. We're gonna bend the knee, come through our warrior three, and we're gonna come up with the knee into the chest. Twist here, so opposite hand outside the knee or outside the foot. Other arm reaches behind you. Breathe here. And then bring the gaze forward, float this left leg all the way back, high lunge where we started. And then exhale, hands to the mat. We'll meet in a downward dog. I'm gonna skip my vinyasa this time, you decide. So last side, it's all downhill from here after we do the second side in a good way, downhill in a good way. So moving through the second side, left leg lifts. I'm actually gonna switch positions. Draw your knee towards your nose, step the foot in between the hands. Inhale it up, high crescent warrior, so squeeze through your right buttocks, wrap your right hip forward. Hands to the heart, we're gonna twist. Right elbow outside left knee. Maybe you stay here, maybe you build on where you were. Wrapping one arm, coming into your full bind. Keeping that left shoulder up towards the sky. Maybe bending and straightening. This front leg. Breathe here. 2 more breaths, squeeze through your right buttocks. Release the hands, set the hands down, one on either side of your front foot. Okay, so we're doing that kind of funky Parsvottanasana. Back heel stays lifted, maybe front toes lift, right? Folding over the front leg. You can always do that bend and straighten thing if you want. Bend the knee, plant the foot, hands come down. We're coming into our warrior 3. Almost the last time in standing split. Almost the last time in standing split. If you want to do your hop back, you're going to do your hop back to 3-legged dog. And then maybe you're going to do your hop right back forward to standing split. And then revolve half moon. So right hand comes down, left arm reaches up to the sky. Activate the right leg. Right foot points down, right inner thigh rolls towards left inner thigh. Gaze is up. Then look down, bring your hands to your heart, slight bend in the front knee, float the right leg all the way up, hug the knee into your chest. Find your twist, left hand to the outside of the right knee or the foot. Right arm reaches back, gaze over your shoulder. And then bring your gaze forward again, knee, then step the right foot back, high lunge. Inhale, exhale, hands to the mat. Whew. We'll meet in downward dog, so feel free to move through your vinyasa. I'll meet you there. Take a couple breaths here. Okay, right leg's gonna lift, bend the knee. We're gonna step the foot towards the outer edge of your right leg, of the mat. And drop your left knee. So let's come to lizard pose. Come onto your forearms. Let your right knee move in towards your shoulder. Okay, I'm just gonna switch positions so you can see that knee. So instead of it splaying out, I'd love it to splay in. So draw it in. And then press up into the hands. So all of that hopping, walking back to 3-legged dog, coming forward, walking back to standing split and forward, and you get it, is work in the quadriceps too. So we're gonna stretch those out. So bring the right hand around, bend your left knee, grab the foot, heel comes into your buttocks. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can come to the pinky toe edge of that front foot and let the knee splay out. And then release that foot and walk your right foot across towards the other side of your mat. We're gonna come to pigeon pose. From here, if you can, fold and let your head rest on something nice and solid. So it could be your hands, it could be your sweater, it could be the floor. And breathe into the hip. So as we remember that we are survivors, that we come from survivors. But we ask ourselves how? How do we overcome things like this? We can go back to the text from the Buddha. Others will be swept up with anxiety and fear. I will set the intention to keep my heart steady and clear. Others will be greedy. I will be generous. Others will be angry. I will practice love. Others will be clinging and contracted. I will keep myself open. Others will forget. I will remember what really matters. Slowly make your way back to downward dog. Shake out that right leg. Just wiggle it around any way you need to. And then set the right foot down. And we'll lift the left leg. We're going to bend the knee and we're going to step the foot towards the left edge of your mat. Drop your back knee down. Come onto your forearms if you'd like for your lizard. Just draw this left knee in towards your shoulder. Or lizard. And then press up into the hands. Bend your right knee. Sweep the left hand back. Grab the foot. Work that heel in towards your glute. And then maybe come into the pinky toe edge of that front foot. Heel towards your buttocks. Breathe here. Look up to the sky. And then release the foot. And walk your left foot across towards the right side of your mat for pigeon, second side. Settling down, folding forward, letting your forehead come to the floor or to a block. And just breathe here. So a lot of our anxiety and fear we store here in the hips. But we did a lot of work there today. That opening and closing of the hips all those times. So we're starting to allow ourselves not to get swept up, swept away in that anymore. To find that clarity and space and openness instead. And it's such a service we can all provide to the people in our lives right now who need that. Two more breaths here. And then we're slowly gonna make our way back to downward dog. Let's shake out the left leg. Let's wiggle it out. And then slide forward to your belly, to plank, and then all the way into your belly. And we'll do one back bend here, so Shalabhasana. Bring your chin into your chest. Start with your legs. You're going to inhale, lift your legs, buttocks is soft. Let's let the hands hover. Lift the chest. Float your arms alongside your back. And then interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders together and lift your heart up to the sky. Breathe here. Two more breaths. Lifting and lighten the buttocks. Hearts forward, breathe. Exhale, lower down. And then we're going to roll right onto our back. So roll right onto your back from here. And bend your knees and plant your feet. So we'll explore one more back bend of your choice. Could be bridge pose, like we started class. Could be Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands by the ears, or it could be any other back bend type pose that you'd like. So when you're ready, prepare and press up into your back. 3 more breaths. And then lower that down slowly. Draw your knees into your chest. Do some circles with your knees just to release out the lower back, circling in each direction. And then bring the right ankle to the left thigh. Bring the hands around the left thigh, ankle to knee, so flex your feet. And then release the hands. We're gonna bring this whole setup over to the right. So if you can, your right ankle is gonna stay on your left knee. Arms will come in a T, gaze over your left shoulder. And then bring your knees back to center. Left ankle comes to right thigh. Hands come around the thigh. Draw it in, flex the feet, breathe. And then release the thigh and float this whole thing over to the left. So left ankle stays on right knee. Arms in a T, gaze over the opposite shoulder. Feel a nice stretch through your TFL. And then draw your knees back to center. We're gonna slowly lower the legs down to the floor. And bring your arms down by your side and close your eyes. And settle into this space that you created in the body and the mind. Remember the power that we have to not allow ourselves to be swept up with anxiety and fear, to set the intention for a steady and clear heart, to be generous and practice love, and be open and remember what really matters. Take these few moments to remember what really matters. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Inhale your arms up and over your head and stretch all the way from your fingers to your toes. And then draw your knees into your chest and slowly make your way onto your right side. And just take a moment there for steadiness and clearness of the heart, the mind, moment of gratitude for this practice, for your commitment to it today. And then make your way up to your comfortable seat. And bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Just remember what is truly, truly important. I cannot tell you how much joy and solace I have found from my students through this practice. I am infinitely grateful to you for being here as a support to me during this time. I know what is truly important, and I'm so honored to be able to serve you today. I wish you a truly wonderful day. Namaste.